What's going on out here?
Our annual lobby day march.
Lobby day. What are you lobbying for, if it's not obvious to the people watching here?
Unconstitutional gun laws they want to pass in Virginia this year.
Do you know what are they trying to do? Like, what specifically are you fighting against?
They want to make it illegal for you to carry a firearm on you in a restaurant that serves alcohol. Magazine bans, AR bans, and a couple other laws.
Gotcha. See you out there. Ready for a good day, Mr. Squatch?
Yeah. Getting over being sick. Fuck these hills.
That was an interesting, dare I say, counter protester.
Sounds like South Park.
Watch that.
They're taking our dudes.
Take a left. Or no. That's one out. That's because it's so low. Because you can't get to the temple. You can't get to the temple. You're trying to go to the entrance? Yep.
He's like, fuck this, not worth my time. I don't want to deal with this bullshit this cold.
Pretty much.
What happened there? I thought the sign said no guns.
No comment.
Live check, as he calls it. Letting my woman know that I made it all right.
And you did make it all right?
Yep. We left that interview and
Isabel said, well, why don't you ever call me and let me know when you're alive? I don't know. I mean, if I die, you'll find out about it.
I'm sure your partner really appreciated you saying that.
That should be all right.
Here we go. Oh. It's, you ever met Anarchy Princess?
No.
I guess you're about to. That wasn't a joke. That's the name she goes by as a streamer or whatever.
I support her right to protest too. It's okay.
Can I show her?
She believes it and she stepped up.
Can I show her? Hey, good morning.
Everybody in line. Make a circle.
Oh.
Make y'all circle up.
Okay, so to my folks who are watching, just a little bit of a history lesson, perhaps, on the state of Virginia. So, every year on MLK Day, the kind of Second Amendment gun rights community refers to this as Lobby Day, basically because it's a day that everybody has off, but the legislators don't. They come out here to the state capitol, as you can see behind me, and basically lobby for less gun control and pro-gun bills and so forth. This has sort of become an annual tradition, and as you can see, this particular group is out here armed.
I ain't seen it in a while.
Such a 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's it.
You want me over there?
Y'all 4 on that side of the flag in a straight line. Yeah. No, I just glued it on.
It's my dude.
Like this guy named Oreo Express. Do you know him? He's a fucking loser. Loser. Hangs out with pedophiles.
Stretch it out.
346 school shootings in the United States of America last year, 2023. Just this year, 346 school shootings. You know where most of them were? California, but Ohio and Texas. They have some pretty lax gun laws in Texas and Ohio. Isn't that crazy? There's no good guys with guns, just a lot of school shooters. We don't have gun laws, there's more guns on the street. People steal them and they commit crimes. You guys are talking about red flag laws. Do you know how many psychos get reported over and over and are gigantic red flags and then go on to shoot up schools? I actually have a stalker. I'm from DC, guys. I'm Anarchy Princess, if you don't know me. I have a stalker who has had his devices seized by the FBI for plotting to shoot up a school, and he's still running around with the insurrectionist losers. He can't have a gun, though, because he has a restraining order, but he's a big red flag. 346 school shootings in the U.S. What about Youngkin? What do you guys think about Glenn Youngkin? Look, that guy? They don't even like Glenn Youngkin. Everybody hates Glenn Youngkin. See? All right, let me get in here with my sign.
Excuse me. Hey, you can't have any firearms in the sidewalk right here. So if I can go out on 9th Street, you can't have any firearms.
No firearms here, 9th Street. Glenn Youngkin sucks. Glenn Youngkin sucks. Glenn Youngkin sucks.
This area and this whole block is now a permitted area, Department of General Services. So what we're going to have to do is the only place you can be is down by Main Street.
What about that sidewalk here?
Nope, all the way down through. So here, down on 12th Street, all this is DJ's property. These are all permitted areas and stuff like that. So some of the areas, like I said, you look at Main Street over there, you go to the far side of 9th Street over there, and you can go on 8th Street, just about obviously the capital district.
He said,
A very quick one. Okay. Thank you.
hey, he said 9th Street's okay?
The far side of
The far side, so the other side.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah, but hold on. Y'all get back in here. Area.
Capitol officers, noble, brave, and true. Yeah, they're great. Awesome.
She's got her right to protest too.
Gentlemen warriors.
Can I get a favor from you, sir?
Oh, to take a picture.
Yeah.
So what happened there with the police?
They were just informing us what is allowed, what's not. And we're going to conform to what they ask because they were polite.
If I was in DC, no, I mean guys like you usually.
No, no. I should never do that.
Well, thank you guys.
All right.
Stay safe. Yep, you too.
Fuck that guy. Yes, fuck that Nazi.
Bloody.
Left. Go down. Across that little pavilion. Or we can go straight.
Gentlemen warriors. Yeah, yeah. Gentlemen warriors.
That's always the photo, huh?
Let's wait for the rest of the team.
Now that we're standing still, do you mind if I get the Seven Hills patch? Sorry.
Oh shit, it is starting to snow.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
I gotta drive back home. All right.
Reunited.
Yeah, I got it.
How y'all doing? Thank you.
You really care about those dead kids? I bet you support abortion though, don't you? Yeah.
How many women have you got knocked up that had abortion?
I ain't never knocked one up.
Never knocked anybody up? 346 school shootings in America last year. 346 school shootings. More guns means more dead kids. You don't care about the children. Red flag laws save lives.
Sasquatch.
Murder is illegal. They don't care. The people that do the shootings don't care about any law you make because murder is illegal. So what other law you gonna make? You just want to disarm. That's all it's about. Disarm. It's not about law.
Does that mag not jam? Like, can you actually dump that mag without a single jam?
I have. Murder is illegal. Yep, you can't carry a gun in the school. It's illegal. It's illegal to carry a gun in the school.
Hey, yeah, what's up? It's a little tiny bit bigger than last year, right?
See a guy recognizes two in from the right, the left here.
Nobody said.
To in front. Oh yeah.
Nobody said give a teacher a gun. But how many guns do these Congress people have over here protecting them? And you don't want to have a gun to protect the kids?
So you gotta carry a gun around all the time because you think you're gonna get beat up. Who's gonna hurt you, old man? What do you need your gun for? What do you need to take your gun to the restaurant that serves alcohol for? Are you gonna get beat up in the fucking parking lot? Drunk people with guns are stupid. Why do you need your gun at the bar? Because you're a coward. Show me what a coward looks like. People that walk around with guns all day. Losers. Fucking small penis brigade. Welcome to the small penis rally. Trump for prison. Oh, look.
And we can all show you.
You can show me. Show what?
I don't know.
Oh, wait. Where is it? What young kid saw
Yeah,
Trump for prison? You don't like young kid or you do?
We will not comply.
You don't know Glenn Youngkin? Are you all from Virginia?
I am.
Everybody, raise your hand if you're from Virginia. What about you guys? Are you from Virginia? None of you?
Where are you from?
What the fuck are you doing here if you're not from Virginia?
You wear that every year. How are you not?
I've worn it for 2 years.
Whoa, on variation.
But you're never cold though.
No, you guys warm my heart.
Are you guys debating fashion? Did I just show up and you're talking about your clothes?
Oh no, you're right for it. They were
I
asking.
was hoping for, like, oh, we're going to get some real dialogue going.
Yeah, this is a cool feeling. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, no, yeah. Yeah, I'm also layered underneath. Maybe not as layered as you.
This is necessary.
Yeah. I'm not cold friendly.
Yeah.
Virginia Cocoas.
It's no longer Boogaloo.
Yeah,
No longer.
we get a close look at that patch.
Should have brought an extra one to do something.
I know we did the interview about this, kind of the sit down that's not out yet, but maybe for my audience, like, why are you guys not out here in Hawaii, and why are you not doing the Boogaloo thing this time?
So the stigma behind Boogaloo, with the attacking federal officers and doing things not in the correct way, we don't feel like we align with that. So we're more constitutionalists. We have rights. Everybody has rights other than just us. The girl protesting down there, she has a right to do what she's doing. In the past, Code has a right to do what he's done in the past, but we're here to stand for anybody that wants to have their voices heard, and the only way we can do that is to have our Second Amendment. So,
Is it just a rebrand, or do you feel like your kind of mission or like the purpose has changed of what you're doing?
our main purpose now is to train and have a group of guys that if things go south for our country, we will be able to hopefully survive. It'll be a hard hill to fight, but hopefully we'll survive whatever may come in the future.
What's your feeling about the direction of the country? 2024, good, bad, concerned?
It's a little concerning, but we shall see, I guess. There's a lot of commotion that doesn't necessarily involve us in the U.S. It's not here, but I guess, I don't know. That's all I can speak to on that.
Fair.
They're good for you.
I'm on a diet.
What is CVTP?
It's like an amalgamation of groups down in Central Virginia.
Like an alliance or coalition?
It's like a mutual aid group. It's, for example, we get flooded up pretty bad down there. We get bad freezes. It's just groups of
Fair enough.
Yeah, we're holding a food drive down here for Feed More Richmond. It used to be Central Virginia Food Bank, so non-perishable food items can be donated through today noon. If anyone wants to bring anything like that by.
Is that the same as the last couple of years? There's been the Patriot Food Drive. It's the same event.
It's a Patriot Food Drive, yes, sir.
That's around the corner there.
It is. It's over by Franklin and 8th.
Gotcha. I'll definitely make sure I check that out. Thank you.
Hey, Dave.
But we were okay. We were going to keep you safe. We had a grand old time.
That was also the same night as the biggest cycling event in Richmond.
Was it? Oh shit! Yeah, it was because there was a lot of shit.
Oh no, it was Burning Man. It's held in the middle of a field.
Okay. Every year, I'll be 27. I'll be 27 next month.
Subscribe to it.
26.
I'd like to know.
I'm 64.
Subscribe to it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's worthwhile information. What's going on with the morons in that building?
Is that where they're at?
Yeah, that's the new office building.
So that's where we go put our firearms. So we go there.
Yeah.
What time do they leave during lobby?
We're usually there till 4 or 5 o'clock.
We got some pit stops to make in there.
Yeah.
You get some stickers.
Well, you know, the last assault weapons ban got killed because they convinced 2 Democrats to behave. So,
Well, my plan is I got on my phone the 2A escort out.
How do you feel about firearms?
The 2
I had a big line
the 2A section.
matter here.
No. Your people are already voting.
I'm not doing for well, we're all here. Grab that. We need 10,000. I'm talking about.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the reading on it here.
All right, so there's an element of lobby day that I've seen in a couple of years past, and one of them mentioned was right around the corner. So I'm just going to take a little peek here, but which was called the Patriot Food Drive, where some of these groups were basically doing a like a canned food drive, like with the militia group. So I'm not going to go too far, but kind of mentioned that it's up this way, so I wanted to see if I see that, but. Just as kind of an explanation of what's gone on so far, the group that calls themselves the Virginia Cocoas, formerly the Virginia Knights, which used to be affiliated with kind of the Boogaloo movement, kind of just marched in. They were told by the police that they weren't allowed to be where they were with firearms, and then they, returned. I mostly saw police just there, but I didn't actually see the Patriot Food Drive thing, which had been pretty visible in the past. I think that might have been also where the I was told earlier that basically there's an area where if people did bring guns, but they want to go into the restricted area without issues with the police, of course, they can actually pay someone to basically check their firearms so that they can go in. Of course, the group that I kind of followed in didn't do that, but there's a number of unarmed folks who are in the park there. So we'll definitely try to check out each spot over the course of this live stream.
But they're already
I haven't seen anybody all dressed in black.
So I'm being detained for disorderly conduct. Originally, he was trying to say trespassing. I haven't been trespassed yet, so they've taken my ID to see if I have a warrant. They may just escort me off the property, or I might be arrested for disorderly conduct because it's a permitted event and I have opposing views, and I incited violence because they attacked me.
You were protesting inside the area over there?
Yeah, I was just walking around with my sign, and then I started getting assaulted and accosted by multiple people, and then the cop came over and grabbed my arm and pulled me out and detained me so that I could get trespassing. But I left as soon as he brought me out. So. Anyway, I'm gonna be quiet.
Like I said, so you'll come back clear, right? All right, good. So when you come back clear, then you're allowed to be on the city sidewalk around the property, just not in Capitol Square. You come back here and be trespassed, okay? And we'll get you your ID.
So what is Capitol Square? Just inside this fence?
And inside this fence, all the way around. You know where Governor Street is on the other side? All right, so here's 9th Street, Governor Street, Bank Street, and then up here to Broad Street, okay?
Okay, so it looks like Anarchy Princess, the kind of leftist activist who was there protesting, seems to have been detained for having entered here and then been protesting in here. This is the kind of larger VCDL demonstration, but this is the gun-free zone, so you're not allowed to bring a gun into where I'm standing now.
We the people, y'all, never forget it. Be safe, stay vigilant, and carry a gun to keep you, your friends, your family, and your community safe. Folks died for that. Thank you.
Next, we have somebody that has fought very hard in the General Assembly to do a lot of what Jared was talking about protecting our right, living up to his own, and putting in some great, powerful bills, and being one hell of a speaker. And that's Nick Freitas, Delegate Nick Freitas.
Hey, listen, I don't got a lot of time, but I want to first and foremost thank you all for being out here. I really want to tell you how much I appreciate, how much my colleagues appreciate. When you guys come down, it's always the same thing. You're polite, you're professional, you go around, you allow other people to speak with different points of view. You can see that we had one demonstration of somebody that was all about coming down into an area that you reserved in order to try to disrupt what you were doing. I've never seen you guys do that to other groups. All right? Here's what this really comes down to. And I hope anybody that's listening to this, I understand that this group primarily is going to agree with everything I'm about to say. But what I'm hoping is anybody that is confused about why this issue is so important to us, I hope this at least assists on some level, because there's this idea that Americans, Virginians, whoever it is, we're just obsessed with guns. When in reality, if you actually look at the philosophy behind why we're here, what we're truly obsessed with is the idea of individual liberty and personal responsibility. When you look at the Second Amendment, I get in constant debates with people that want to say, but it says a well-regulated militia, Nick, a well-regulated militia. Like, okay, do you know why it says that? It says a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. See, the founders recognized a couple of things within the Second Amendment and crafted it very specifically that way for a couple of reasons. One, our founders universally recognized the right of an individual, the right of a free person to be able to defend themselves and their families. But they also recognized it was actually necessary to the security of a free state. That you can't have a free country ultimately if the citizens in that country are completely dependent upon the government for their protection. So the Second Amendment, Article 1, Section 13 of the Virginia Constitution, is not about hunting, it's not about gun collecting, it's not about any of that. It is so much deeper because it is that fundamental recognition that if you want to be free, and if you want to live in a free country, then yes, you as a citizen do need to take personal responsibility, both for your family, both for your property, but also for the sort of country that you want to live in. And you can't completely outsource your defense to somebody else. You can't outsource the responsibility to protect your family to somebody else. And I think what this really comes down to is ultimately it's an issue of trust. Because I've been told so many times, whether I've spoke on that floor, whether I've gone on social media to discuss it, and every single time I've said, they want to confiscate firearms. And I get told repeatedly, Nick, you're lying. Nobody wants to take your guns. We just want common sense gun control. But then the moment they're in power, HB 2 takes your guns. Effectively takes your guns. That's what it does. That's not me lying. That's not me reading into it. That's just reality. So here's the question. Should we trust when we get told nobody wants to take your firearms? Because the same people that are saying that are now trying to do it. And ultimately what this comes down to is this. It's Nick, trust us to provide for your security even though we lied to you about what we actually want to do. So why would I trust them? I shouldn't have any obligation to do so. Logically, I should not have any obligation to do so. Because if they want to point to the instances, again, for a nefarious purpose, can we then compare all the times governments have used firearms against unarmed populations for nefarious purposes? Does that get to factor into the equation at all as we look at this? As you ask us to hand over our means to be able to protect ourselves? I think it should. If we're going to make an intellectually honest and consistent argument. Because ultimately, I think a lot of people understand this, and I'm going to say the quiet part out loud. In the United States, we have a proud tradition of civil disobedience when necessary. We're about to celebrate some of that civil disobedience today, on Martin Luther King Day. And it needs to be understood that this isn't about us handing over a firearm or a magazine. This is about you telling us that you're going to take away our means to be able to provide for our own security as well as provide for a free state. And if you don't trust us to be able to provide for our security, then why in the hell should I trust you to provide it for me? Because ultimately, I know, we all know, it's not like law enforcement has the capability or even the obligation to post someone outside each of our houses to make sure that our property and our rights are preserved. They can't do that. And so if you're not going to do that, if you're not going to be responsible for my security, then what gives you any right to diminish my ability to provide for my own security? Again, this is just logical thinking. And the reason why it's so far out of style right now is because, again, I'm getting to the point where I no longer trust, not that I ever really did, but I no longer trust the arguments that are being used to try to convince me for why it's okay for them to confiscate my property and to confiscate that property which is supposed to be constitutionally protected. So ultimately, here's what it comes down to. I'm a citizen. I'm not a subject. I'm not going to be a subject. I have sworn multiple oaths to defend my country, both as a soldier and as a legislator. I intend to stand by those oaths. I expect my fellow legislators to stand by those oaths. I expect everybody who has ever sworn one of those oaths to stand by those oaths. Because ultimately, that's what secures a free state. And the most unique thing about the American experiment is not democracy. Democracies have existed all throughout space and time. We are a federated constitutional republic that uses democratic processes. We respect those democratic processes. But I want to say this last part in closing. What this ultimately comes down to is the most unique thing about the American experiment was that we put our faith and trust in the individual citizen, not the state. And if we're gonna keep that, if we're gonna make sure that that's what is the reputation, if that what is the actual existence of the United States and what it means to be a citizen, then ultimately it's going to be on us. It's going to be on us to make sure that we do that. It's not a responsibility we can delegate to legislators. That's part of the process. It's not the totality of it. So make sure that you are defending your rights and that you are effectively advocating for them. Thank you very much.
Okay, guys, we're on a hard stop. It's 11 o'clock, so we're done. But we have permission due to our annual picture, so I'd like you people with the banners in front, go ahead, face the bell tower. Everybody else, come on down here, get on the sidewalk with your signs. We're going to do our annual Gun Save Lives picture. Crowd toward the bell tower. Crowd toward the bell tower.
I cannot do a team call right for something, you know. And of course,
So again, to my folks watching, I want to be clear that this is the unarmed sort of area. This is kind of the gun-free zone or whatever, right up to next to the state capitol, as you can see kind of right behind me here in Virginia. So the organization that holds the permit and is doing this thing here is the VCDL, the Virginia Citizens Defense League. And then the groups that I kind of was covering before are still kind of on the outside, outside the fence, and they are exercising their 2A.
I don't know how fat you think cameras are, but get in the picture. All right. Tell you what, you pick one, you're blocking 2/3 of the people out there. Hold it under your face. If you can see, they can see. Now you're blocking them. Bring it, there you go. We'll see it there. All right, on the count of 3, what do we say? Gun Save Lives! But I didn't say 3 yet. 1, 2, loud as you can and dance to it. 3! Gun Save Lives! All right, we're going to do it again. At the end, you go crazy. Go nuts. This is to attract the other people, right? They want to know. They want to hang out with a bunch of nuts. 1, 2, 3. Gun Save Lives! Thank you very much. This closes Lobby Day 2024.
Yeah. Tell them to clean up.
Check out, clean up, any trash, grab it.
Yes, Drill Sergeant.
Let's take a picture with you. Later.
Ain't got nothing good. I've been there.
It's always with
Hey, what's up?
You guys doing?
Good.
You guys just wrapped up your talk up there?
Well, I didn't do anything, but
right.
but yeah, they just wrapped the.
Good.
There's a nicer over here. There's psychos in there.
Yeah. Really? I'd say the same thing about you,
They're
huh?
nice, so you might not. This is what they need.
You have a nicer sign for us?
They're really aggressive. They were like assaulting me and everything, and then the cops tried to say that I was inciting.
No, they were.
No, it is 35 degrees out here. What do you want?
Huh?
Why is my gun
It's cold out here.
penis?
They have small penises in there because it's cold. That's so funny. You guys don't like young kid though, so let's keep it.
I like the Ninja Turtle color.
Like the what?
Ninja Turtle color.
We're not here for young
I was trying to go for like kind of hunting, like camo.
What's the matter with the hunting?
How long did it take you to draw that?
Everything drawn.
Is he Irish or something? Why is that
like
green?
20 minutes.
20 minutes.
Yeah.
It's good to see kids' drawings. It's very wholesome.
What are you out here doing today? I see you've got a cross as well. You're exercising your religion and your right to bear arms.
It's a God-given right to defend ourselves. It doesn't come from the government. Everyone talks about the Constitution and the Second Amendment. Obviously, you can see nobody cares. We used to be able to have guns up there on the lawn. That's not the case anymore. We used to be able to have guns on that sidewalk. That's not the case anymore. So it's an encroachment. It's death by 1,000 paper cuts. And then you have dementia patients in the White House, in Philadelphia, like Fetterman. You got people who can't even do talks. You got a lot of insane people that will forget what this country was founded on and what wanted was with guns. So it's good to come out here to exercise that, our God-given right to defend ourselves, because that's a Virginia way of life. That's our motto, Sic Semper Tyrannis. It took guns to win our freedoms. It'll take guns to secure them and secure them again.
Do you have any feelings about the year ahead? The year ahead, 2024.
Yeah, I've got, for me personally, politics just sucks. It just gets worse and worse every year. There's good things that come in, silver linings. For me personally, I've got my daughter out here. It's her first gun rally. I got her a toy gun. So in 2024, I'm going to be raising a gun-loving lunatic with me. So,
there you go.
And every year as we come here, you'll see her getting taller, and I'll have many more kids to come out here. And I think that's the long-term kind of success of this.
I know you got her a toy gun. What year do you think you're going to give her a firearm to bring to this event?
You know, I've seen this YouTube video of a little girl who's running through the course, dropping cliffs. I think she's maybe 5 years old, so as soon as she can do it comfortably and with some good training, the earlier the better, I say.
There's that.
Her assault musket will probably come in when she's 10 or something.
There's that line from the original Gene Wilder, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, where he's like, the little kid's like, "Can I get a gun?" And the guy goes, "Not till you're 12." Son.
Not till you're 12. It used to be very common for young teenagers and young adults to have guns, take them to school, have a shooting range in your high school. But things have changed dramatically in 2 generations. So as you have more Californians coming here, it's good to remind them that this is a gun state, make them uncomfortable, send them back home, send them back to the other coast. Unfortunately, they come with their voting, their background history, and that's a bad thing for Virginia too. So I'm all about kicking those California foreigners back to where they came from as well. Don't California my Virginia.
Fair enough. Thanks, Kyle. I appreciate it.
It's more like that. It's still nice.
Hollywood.
DC. How are things going up here?
It goes. Old Go Gadsby, he's been keeping me warm.
Yeah, I see that. It's got a cool tie thing though. That
Hey man, that guy that came up here with that dog, man, gave him a run for his money with that mustache. Yeah, man, he had that evil villain like 1910 evil villain, the little like you know what I mean? Like, damn, Bubba. I mean, didn't rub it in. I can't grow shit for face hair.
What do you think of the folks like kind of saying like, we will not comply, but then going into the gun-free zone like kind of unarmed?
Well, it takes both. I mean, you know, I plan on doing that here in a minute. You know, but I mean, it doesn't bother me. Because at the same time, the unarmed people need to know, or the unarmed people are just as important. And here's why: it's because we're not all trying to gung-ho, Civil War, Revolutionary War, whatever name you want to put on it, you know what I mean? So, and them going in there unarmed shows that we're all the same crowd, you know? So I know there's militia guys in there right now. It's just, they're doing, their unarmed part. Basically, every year this is a plea that gets stronger. Don't let a conflict happen, you know what I mean? And it's not something that's new, like I just said to go. It's not a new thing. Like our grandparents were talking about, one day there's going to be an uprising or something like that, you know what I mean? And this is just it coming to a head. It's been years and years of little to no representation of the government, and I think that them going in unarmed is equally as important as us standing out.
Do you think is there a line? Like, is there a line that just can't be crossed? Like, at which point it's like, there's no more lobbying, like, this is done.
If SB2 and HB2, or whatever you want to call it, the assault weapons ban happens, and the militia law that's going through, I don't remember the specifics, but I'm sure you could look it up. I'm sure someone will look it up.
You're talking about the federal
law.
Oh, yeah.
That will be a flashpoint.
Actually, that I've totally forgot about that. But, like, what are your feelings about the, does that scare you?
100%, yeah. And it's not doesn't scare me because, they'll come after me. I mean, you can come after me, Bubba, and, you've seen the Boogaloo memes, you know what I mean? I'm not going down quietly. I've done nothing wrong. But what scares me is that these are steps to do something bigger. Once you take away the guns of the American people, then what? You know what I mean? We can't defend ourselves anymore.
If a law like that, like the militia law, actually passed, like, do you think it would affect what you guys do, or would you just do it and just hope they never come, or like how would it affect you?
If like the old saying goes, if they come, let them come in my time, so my children don't have to deal with it. I'm not saying that because I'm invincible. I'm saying that because that is what it is. I'm saying that because that is what it is. I'm not going to stop doing what I'm doing because this is what America is. So no, I'm not going to stop doing what I'm doing. I am going to continue on. If they come for me, they come for me. However, if that passes, they can expect to have a lot of, I'm trying to say this as vanilla as possible, force on force issues. You know what I mean?
Why do you think they're even doing it?
There has to be something, man. I've sat and racked my brain, because I'm not like super conspiracy minded. I have some, and everybody has some, but I've tried to understand what is the end goal of this. Because if you take away my guns, like for instance, let's look at the one that's about going to a restaurant, right? And where they sell alcohol.
This is a state one of the state laws that's proposed.
Everybody knows that you shouldn't be going into somewhere and drinking alcohol and doing all that mess while you have a gun. Everybody knows that, okay? Like if you're going to drink, you shouldn't have your gun on, okay? However, no, at all, not a single criminal is going to abide by that. You know what I mean? And anyone with half a brain understands that criminals aren't going to abide by the laws that they pass. You know what I mean? So if I follow the law, I'm sitting in there eating my steak or whatever. I like steak, I'm sitting there eating my food or whatever it is I choose to gorge myself with, and all of a sudden a madman comes in who did not pay attention to that law, who didn't surrender his firearms, who didn't register his firearms, because he's a criminal and that's what he does. He comes in there and he starts shooting people up. I can't even defend myself. I can't even if I lost the gunfight. You know what I mean? I'm not Wyatt Earp here. You know what I mean? Even if I lost the gunfight, I don't even have a chance to help myself if they pass it. So what is the real end goal here? A lot of it is very mean-spirited. Like they say it's not about our gun rights, or it's not about law-abiding gun owners. Then why does all of these laws come after law-abiding gun owners harder than it does the criminals?
It would make you not be law-abiding, right?
Yeah,
if they pass them.
You a criminal.
Do you think that like the people passing this stuff, do you think they think of you guys as criminals, like in their heart?
They don't like me. I don't know why they don't like me. Probably because they've never talked to me. But yeah, they don't like us.
What do you think if you could actually get them to like sit down and have that steak with you? Like, what do you think you could? What misconceptions are there about you guys?
Well, it's just like Anarchy Princess. I told her to come stand over here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She said, "Oh, well, people in D.C. threatened to kill me." I said, "Well, fuck those guys. You're an American and you have the right to protest too." You know what I mean? Just stand right here.
And
you know what I mean?
like I said, to answer your question,
people think that the biggest thing that we're racist. We're far from that. Obviously, we got diversity here, a lot of diversity. And I think that's something that we kind of push the most is diversity. Change the narrative. So I tell people, like, we get together, we train, that's what we do. We stand up for the ones that can't stand up for themselves. We speak for the ones that don't want to speak or can't speak or don't know what to say. That's where we come in. Hey, you alone? Come stand with us. You want to know what you want? Do you want to know what we're about? Just ask us.
Why do you think that perception happens? You just mentioned that like they describe you guys as racist or something like that. Like why do you think they do that?
Rather, what they see on TV, what other people may have said.
Because there are
and no one
racist,
nobody asks us a question.
There are racist militia groups in
Absolutely
the world.
it is, but we're
and
not
they're
that.
the only ones that get attention. The real militia, the real America here doesn't get attention. You know what I mean? I'm a very weird looking white supremacist standing next here to my brother right here. You know what I mean? Like, it's something.
Like, come on, like that's ridiculous.
It don't fly, and I guarantee you, it wouldn't fly with us like at all.
Because we have a zero tolerance in our group for that.
Absolutely zero tolerance.
You show it, you're out.
Right.
Any extremist activity, you're out. Sexism, anything that doesn't align with our goals, you're out.
You see,
we do not
you can walk down the
preach for
line
that.
and look at every one of us that considers ourselves a Virginia Cocoa. All right. Do you see any rebel flags on our patches? Or on our carriers? No. And that's not because they're inherently racist symbols, but a lot of people can use them that way. And we understand that may make people uncomfortable. So guess what? That's in our SOP. You're not wearing that. I'm sorry.
Machine, you used another word that I hear levied against you guys a lot: extremist. What do you think of that label?
Honestly, it saddens me so because we're not judged off our own merit. We're judged of what somebody else said or what somebody else thinks or somebody else's own ignorance. So it's like, judge us on our own merit.
Right.
Come see what we're about. Because you'll never see a Cocoa name in anything extremist. You will never hear or see a Cocoa's name with racism. You will never see or hear Cocoa's name with Marxism, whatever stuff that we don't align with. You'll never see a Cocoa name associated with that ever.
I won't name him, but I had a conversation with a journalist recently who claimed to me, the actual words that he said, is that if anyone brings a gun to a demonstration, they are inherently an extremist. That was something that someone who works in media said to me recently.
Oh boy.
What do you?
Absolutely, absolutely not. If we bring a weapon, it's at the end of the day, it's protect yourself at all times. Because look, the world we live in has been getting worse each year. 2024, what we're seeing now, yes, we're only maybe 2 or 3 weeks in. That's just the tip of the iceberg. We haven't seen the rest. Ask me in 6 months. We'll have a much more bigger picture.
What are you
protect
concerned
yourself at all
about
times.
in the year to come? What kinds of concerns do you have?
I think, obviously, I think things will get more expensive. People will become homeless. It's to the point where retirees can't even afford to stay retired because they have to work because things are just too expensive. And then with everything with migration and integration, everything is like, and then what's going on in Ukraine and now Israel, that just makes life harder here. Because if you look at everything from a global economic, it's all trade. We get stuff from other countries and vice versa. So with the current world conflict, it's kind of hurting us over here. To be fair, it might be hurting the people in the country. So I just see things not going well. It hasn't been going well. And it's like, we have to work 10 times harder just to live. I never thought that we would be in the world or even in this lifestyle to where we have to work just to live. What happened to enjoying? What happened to having money to go on vacation? Can't even do that because we must work. We're working to live. So we're probably going to work ourselves to death and have nothing to show for it. And that's sad.
It's interesting. Is there sorry to keep going, it's just a fascinating conversation, but do you feel like there's an intersection between kind of like economics and what you guys are doing with the 2A and kind of being prepared?
My personal opinion, I say yes because ammo is expensive. I would say yes because ammo is very expensive. So yes, on that note, yes. And when you really peel back the onion, it's always going to go back to economics and money. We kind of need that to live. I mean, you can't pay your bills with "I love you" or "thank you" or "attaboy." But when it comes to the 2A, on that note with MO, yeah, but not so much because we're here to promote 2A. We believe that everybody should have the right to protect themselves. We believe that that's why our founding fathers put that in place. Thou shalt not be infringed. So we like to express that to others who may not know. We have educated people who just not that knowledgeable in it. Because again, it goes back to what they see on TV, what they may have heard somebody else say. So when they come across us, we're like, no, it's actually this. So after they leave with us, it's like, I understand what you're saying now. Thank you for showing me a different perspective. And that's what we do. We try to promote a different perspective to life. Because what one may see, we see that completely different. You don't believe us? Let us show you. And I think that's how we became so successful, and we have reached a larger demographic, and we've gotten people interested in knowing what we are about. And again, Boogaloo, we don't have any association with that.
Yeah.
0 tolerance for it. It's not allowed here.
Maybe it would be a good note to end on is just like what kinds of conversations have been going on out here? Has it been productive so far?
It's been very productive in the conversations. You know, some of us had the same idea about where the country is going. It could just, even the conversations about regular nonsense. Just, hey, we're here to laugh this and see us all. So today, I think today's been a very productive day today.
Thanks, Machine. I really appreciate talking to you.
No problem.
I'll be beef from Idaho every year. I'll see you guys.
And it's cold outside, so I'm definitely
It's not
stuttering.
cold. It's not cold.
No, you did awesome. Thank you.
17 below is cold.
I'm freezing.
I'm insulated to this.
Yes, twice. Oh, not carjacked, because I live in a good community.
You're not allowed to drink and carry.
Liars! Liars!
All liars! You're school shooting today and we're a liar. Read the law. It's illegal. See if you're going to school shooting today on the side of
All right. I'm going to take a little break from live streaming here. I think some other groups may be showing up at some